In this lecture, I'll show you how to set up Elasticsearch and Kibana on Windows. Both Elasticsearch and Kibana are just archives that need to be extracted, resulting in two directories on our file system. That's all. There are no applications to install, files in exotic directories or anything like that. Two self-contained directories. Simple. Both Elasticsearch and Kibana have a couple of dependencies, which are shipped within the archives. For example, Elasticsearch is built with the Java programming language. Instead of requiring you to install Java on your machine, Elasticsearch ships with OpenJDK, so you don't have to do anything. Likewise, Kibana uses Node.js for its web server, which is also bundled within the archive. Alright, let's get to business. The first thing you need to do is to download both Elasticsearch and Kibana for your platform. I've attached the links to both download pages to this lecture for your convenience. I have downloaded and extracted both archives in advance. To extract the Kibana archive, you probably have to use something other than the built-in Windows unzipper. Otherwise, you might run into an issue because one of the file paths is too long. I did encounter that issue and have seen others run into it as well. To work around it, I unzipped the archive using 7-zip, but most other software should be able to handle this. When the archives have been extracted, open up the command prompt and change your working directory to the root of the Elasticsearch directory. Use the cd command for that, which you are hopefully familiar with. Note that I renamed the extracted directories because their names include the platform and version. Simply adjust the directory name to match what it's named on your file system. To start up Elasticsearch, we just need to enter a super simple command. Simply type bin followed by a backslash and elasticsearch.bat. This invokes a script named elasticsearch.bat within the bin directory. That was easy, right? Elasticsearch is now starting up and performing various initialization tasks. This may take a minute or two, so I'll just do a bit of time traveling. Alright, it's the future me speaking. Elasticsearch has now fully started up and is ready for business. A couple of things were configured for us automatically, one of which is various security measures. The first one is that a super user was created with a password, which you can see within the terminal output. You might have to scroll a bit to find it. Elasticsearch is secured with this user, so anytime we communicate with Elasticsearch, we need to provide its credentials. So go ahead and save the password, because you will need it a bit later. We can create other users with more granular permissions for improved security, but let's go with the default security settings for now. If for some reason you lose the password, or if you forget to save it, you can always reset it with the following command. Apart from creating a super user, TLS certificates are also generated for both internal and external communication. This means that data is encrypted when being transferred within Elasticsearch itself, and also when we communicate with Elasticsearch over HTTP. This includes Kibana, which uses Elasticsearch's REST API under the hood. A so-called enrollment token is also created for us, which we will need for setting up Kibana. This token is essentially a way of ensuring that Kibana can communicate securely with Elasticsearch. The token is valid for 30 minutes, but a new one can be created with the following command if you need it. Alright, now that Elasticsearch is all set up, let's turn our attention to Kibana. First, open up a new command prompt and set the working directory to the extracted Kibana directory. Starting up Kibana is as simple as starting up Elasticsearch, so all we need to do is to type in bin /kibana.bat and hit enter. After a short moment, the Kibana web server is ready on port 5601. We need to do a bit of configuration, so let's open up the URL that is output within the terminal. This URL includes a token for security purposes, so that's why we need to copy it. Kibana immediately prompts us to do some configuration. All we need to do is to paste in the enrollment token that was output when starting up Elasticsearch. So let's head back to the terminal to grab it. This token contains various information that Kibana needs to connect securely to Elasticsearch, meaning that we don't have to configure things manually. So we just need to paste in the token and hit the button. Alright, Kibana is now done setting things up. As part of this process, it wrote a couple of things to its configuration file for us. That makes our lives much easier and our Elastic Stack deployment more secure. Good stuff. Since our deployment is secured, we need to authenticate to proceed. We just set things up so we only have one user, namely the Elastic superuser. A password was generated automatically when we started up Elasticsearch, so let's head back to the terminal to copy it. Alright, we're in. That's all it takes to set up both Elasticsearch and Kibana. If you want to shut down Elasticsearch and Kibana at some point, simply press the Ctrl and C key simultaneously within the respective terminal windows. Anyway, we're now ready to get started, so I'll see you in the next lecture.